This is your 420 Radio News for Thursday, October 17th, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. Can drug labs be sued for faulty drug tests? From USA Today. A ruling last week by New York's highest court, the Court of Appeals, opens the door to civil liability for drug testing companies, which play an essential role in the criminal justice system but have been largely unaccountable for their test results. State Supreme Courts in Pennsylvania and Kansas have also recognized civil liability for drug labs, specifically in cases where a false positive drug test cost someone a job after it looked like the applicant flunked a drug test. In the New York ruling, the court majority stressed that the consequences of a false positive drug test are, quote, potentially life-altering, end quote. Even though the drug lab company was just a contractor for the county probation department, the court said the lab still had a duty to perform the drug test to the highest professional standards, which it did not. The ruling is another mark against forensic labs. Last year in Massachusetts, investigators discovered that the state crime lab had falsified thousands of drug test results and regularly communicated with the district attorney's office, which heavily influenced the results of many forensic tests. So far, 330 people have been released from prison based on evidence that the crime lab and negligent chemist Annie Dukin handled the evidence in their cases. Another 1,100 cases have been dismissed or not prosecuted because of tainted evidence from the state lab. Dukin is accused of falsifying evidence in as many as 34,000 cases and faces dozens of charges of tampering with evidence, obstruction of justice, and perjury. The state has allocated $30 million for expenses related to the scandal. Colorado pot advocates file unusual campaign finance report from CBS News Denver. An organization that gave away free marijuana cigarettes as a way to protest possible taxes in Colorado has filed an unusual campaign finance report after a watchdog group said the pot qualified as a campaign contribution. The group No Overtaxation reported Tuesday that the joints were worth a total of $1,250 and were paid for by a lawyer funding its campaign. The filing came in response to a complaint from Colorado Ethics Watch, which said the tax opposition group failed to disclose where it got the weed or how much it cost. Colorado Ethics Watch withdrew its complaint. And calculations by 420 Radio News show for the 600 joints that were claimed to be given away at the Denver event, that $1,250 total means each joint was worth about $2.08. Adult charged after children bring pot candy bars to Statesville schools, from My Fox 8 in North Carolina. Chocolate laced with drugs showed up at two Statesville schools last week. Police say the source is an adult who brought the candy back on a recent trip to California. Mary Blackwelder faces several charges, including maintaining a home to sell marijuana, sale and delivery of marijuana, 2 counts of child abuse, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Statesville police initially arrested a student they say was selling pot-laced candy bars to students at Statesville Middle School. The arrest led them to another kid who was also reportedly selling the candy. The students will not be charged. The investigation led to Blackwelder, who was selling the candy out of her home. She is out of jail and facing a court date next Thursday. 6 federally charged with marijuana distribution connected to Milwaukee area McDonald's restaurants, from fox6now.com. The DEA on Wednesday, October 16th, announced that 6 individuals had been federally charged with drug conspiracy and money laundering. The owner of 3 Northside McDonald's restaurants is one of the 6 charged in the case. Through 15 search warrants, officials were able to confiscate several pounds of high-grade marijuana, 11 firearms, and approximately $90,000 in U.S. currency. Officials say the defendants were involved in a drug trafficking organization that obtained large quantities of marijuana from Northern California and distributed within the Milwaukee area. The defendants also used addresses in the Milwaukee area to receive marijuana shipments through U.S. mail. Officials say certain conspirators, including the owner, are alleged to have used 3 Milwaukee area McDonald's restaurants to fund their drug trafficking activities, conceal their drug proceeds, and promote their drug trafficking activities. With only 1 medical marijuana dispensary in New Jersey, Grandma resorts to buying street pot, from pix11.com. Betty, not her real name, is a self-proclaimed lawbreaker. After being told her rare form of liver cancer would kill her in a few months, the 70-year-old tried filling a medical marijuana prescription in New Jersey but got nowhere. The state has 3 medical marijuana dispensaries, but only 1 is operating. Betty chose to break the law, and a family member bought her a pound of street pot. This has been your 420 Radio News for Thursday, October 17th, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. When we come back, we go behind the headlines to take a look at Mendocino County's groundbreaking zip tie program, now facing federal subpoenas. You're listening to The Russ Belville Show on 420radio.org. We'll be right back.